Hi, everyone. Um, we made it to another week. So, yay, us. Okay. I wanted to. Hi, I'm Holly, Psychic Medium Energy Reader, and I wanted to get into a little bit of the energy and the vibe for the coming week. Um, okay. One, we got through Thanksgiving in this country. I know Canada has Thanksgiving as well, but we got through it in America. And when is Thanksgiving in Canada? Somebody let me know. I know, we've got our regular community there, so come on, just help me out here. I really don't know because I don't even really acknowledge this one, quite frankly. Um, anyway, but we are quickly moving into December. It is actually, I believe, when you see this. So um, there are a multitude of holidays in December, and it can be hard for a whole lot of people. And where I live, it is gloomy, dark, rainy, or snowy, and cold. And I don't handle that well. I never have. I just don't handle it well. And so it takes a lot for me just to function in a normal way. I am feeling better at least because I did take it easy and I got a lot of rest this weekend. But, you know, one of the things I find is that, and I haven't even asked Spirit yet for the vibe because what I want to communicate to you, I pulled this mug. Hello, gorgeous. Because every single one of us needs to hear that. This is usually a time of year when we are the most down on ourselves. And depending on which hemisphere you live in, you are moving into the best time of year probably. And here we are moving into the darkest and most dreary. It serves a purpose, I get it, but it's physically draining and hard for a whole lot of us. And it definitely is for me. But no matter what you look like, the gorgeous isn't the outside. It isn't the exterior. The gorgeous part is your soul. It is your sparkle. It is the fact that you try, the fact that you show up, the fact that you wake up and your presence makes the world a better place. It's that simple. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, hello, gorgeous. And tell yourself from your toes to the top of your head how much you appreciate and love every part of yourself. Mind, body, spirit, all of it. Because if you don't, it just, oh my gosh, it makes it that much harder. And maybe if it is springtime where you are, you're just coming out of the cocoon and you're shaking off the doldrums of winter. And it's hard to sometimes, it's almost like cracking a shell on an egg. Sometimes you just have to push to get through. I hope that makes sense. If you've ever seen a chicken being born, it's not an easy process, right? They got to peck on their own shell and find their escape. Um, and in part of that too, and I know this is a whole lot of me talking, but I feel like this is what it means to be in a community. So I'm going to tell you what's been going on too that I've been aware of, and then I'll get into excuse me, the vibe, and then a reading. Okay. Um, so the last 2 weeks, it has been coming up over and over again to stop people pleasing, to learn how to say no, to learn how to say yes to yourself, no to others, no to people who never seem to say yes to you, except when it's convenient for them. People who secretly wish you harm because of pettiness or jealousy or whatever it is, or insecurity or unhappiness in their own lives. So we've been learning how to say no for actually a few weeks now. I think everybody in the community would agree with that. And if not, more power to you, man. I'm proud of you. You already know how to do it. So I kept thinking, so what's the next step? What's the next step? And Spirit tends to put things in your path, tends to show you what you need to see when you need to see it. And that's what happened over the last few days. I'm still reading the book, but I did watch a video version of a podcast on YouTube by Mel Robbins, and she had on an author, Shonda Rhimes, who is more than an author. She's created a ton of TV shows that many of you, I'm sure, have watched. Brilliant writer. I'm really enjoying her book just because of the writing style. And she is just completely brutally honest with everybody, which in a very funny way, which is what we all need right now. And the focus of this, whether you just want to watch the podcast, and if you look at Mel Robbins, Shonda Rhimes, you'll stumble on it. I don't remember the exact name of it. I guess I should have looked that up. Sorry, everybody, but you'll find it, and it's on YouTube, and free because it's on YouTube, which is nice. So, and the book I checked out from the audio library at the public library. So it was originally written 10 years ago, but she recently has come out with a new edition of it with additional stories with follow up, because she calls it the year of saying yes. The book is called The Year of Saying Yes. She's an introvert. She always lived in the world of fantasy and words. And so it was easy for her to say no to too much. She said no to herself as well. So what I have been finding is that and I thought this is the next step in our evolution. Our evolution as a community, as a collective, this is where we're going next, because we can't always say no because no sounds so negative, and it is negative. It is empowering and we need it, but then we have to move past it. How do we move past it? And I asked Spirit for help. And there you go. There was the Mel Robbins podcast and the Shonda Rhimes book. And it's perfect. It was perfect, the perfect combination. And it was what I needed in that moment. Okay. So the evolution from saying, no, I'm not going to bleed a vein for someone who wouldn't, as the old saying goes, I'll clean it up, pee on me if I were on fire. Then, why are we trying to fix everybody? That's not our job. Everybody's got to learn their own lessons, and we're taking a valuable lesson away from them when we try to prove how brilliant we are that we can fix all their problems. Well, no, we actually can't. We don't need to, because we got our own. You teach by example, by fixing your own, living your life. So the year of saying yes, that's what this is about. This is the evolutionary process. This is the next step. And so she is now 10 years into saying yes to things that scare her or frighten her, but that are in her best interest. Not saying yes to everything, not saying yes to the bleeding a vein, for someone who wouldn't do the same for you or help you if you needed it. Not saying yes to things that are just going to debilitate or demean you. But it is saying yes to all the things that just scare you because of the messages we've received or we've given ourselves, or perhaps just our coding when we were born. Now, an example would be, it actually scares me to say, hello, gorgeous, because I think, I don't mean that. Well, you know what? I am going to mean it today. And even though my body is breaking down and getting older and it hurts a lot, I love this body because it takes me through every single day. I am saying yes to my body. I'm saying yes to my health. I am saying yes to a piece of cake if I want it, but not the whole cake. And then I clean up the rest of the day and eat better. I am saying yes to thinking I'm not stuck where I am in this cold environment. I don't have to spend every winter for the rest of my life freezing to death and miserable. And any big health ailments I have, this is when they happen. So this is the year. I don't know how. I don't know where. I really don't. I'm going to work with Spirit. That's the difference. When we say yes, then more things start showing up. A weekend away with friends that you didn't even know you had, or realize that they were that level of friendship. Just a group of women wanting to hang out because they can. Say yes to keeping an open heart. Open eyes, but open heart. It doesn't matter if you've been burned. It matters if you've been burned, but not everyone is like that. Say yes to yourself is what it comes down to. Say no to fixing everything and everyone that ends up depleting you, and say yes to yourself. Now, I like that she also puts the caveat in there, the Shonda Rhimes, who wrote the book, that it doesn't have to be for a whole year. It could just be one day a week. It could be for a month, whatever it is. But that gave me hope. It gave me hope that once the wheels start to turn, we're not stuck going in that direction. We can stop, we can pull back, and we can say, hold on. What is really important to me? Where am I going? What am I doing? So I encourage you to read the book. If you don't have time to read the book, just watch the podcast. But I do believe, no, not that one. Okay. I do believe the book goes into a whole lot more detail. I do not believe, I know it does. But, you know, when we stop pointing fingers at everyone else, and we have to come to terms with this is our life and our decisions, then we are forced to really make some tough decisions. When we realize that it's up to us, that's truly, I think, what really and truly being an adult means. And it doesn't matter how old you are when you figure this out. Good Lord, look at me. All right, we're going to use the Pulp Tarot. And see what we can get for a general reading for this week. And look, it has little hearts around it. I just think it's so sweet. Oh, speaking of which, froggies. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I am smart. Well, yes, you are. You are smart. Even when I'm struggling, there is undeniable magic that exists within me. You know what? That's the one we're picking. And yes, you are smart. There you go. That's wonderful. Okay. All right. Let's get to the Pulp Tarot and a general reading. And remember, this is a general reading. It can't apply to everyone. Okay. All right. This one doesn't want to leave. Oh, look. 3 of Wands. Okay. Kept sticking to my fingers. 3 of Wands. So this could be you looking out towards your future and what you want to achieve, or it could be somebody watching you. I think it's also a reminder of everything I've been saying here. If you wait for someone else to hand you permission to live your life, you're going to be waiting a long time. So you decide what you want your future to look like, and you figure out how to make it happen. It's up to you. And it might take a little while. But sometimes time is hopefully all we have. Not hopefully, but hopefully we have more time than not, is what I'm trying to say, in a really bad way. We always want more than just time, but you know. All right. Mother and Father God, thank you for being here. Please make me a little bit more clear with the collective as I speak now. Guide and direct my words and thoughts. Give me the direction. Help me to understand what to say to the collective. Beings of light, protectorate, elementals, be with me now. Thank you. All right. What is the message for the collective, please? What is the message for the collective, please? For this week, for the beginning of the week, or whenever they see this. Yes, this would be considered a timeless reading. All All right, that one didn't want to go back in the deck. What do we got here? Yeah. All right. All right, Three of Pentacles. All right, here's what we've got. I keep the one on top. What is this? Okay. All right, so here's what we've got here. And I'll show you all of these in just a minute. All right, got the right order. Yay! Okay. Now, all right. Started out with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is manifesting. The Queen of Wands is taking control and manifesting. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I'm hearing, what I'm getting, and part of it, it's what I feel, but it's in connection to the message connected to this reading, okay? So it doesn't have to necessarily be the traditional meaning of that card. But this one is a queen king doesn't matter. The gender is irrelevant. So this is someone who is manifesting. Someone who is manifesting. She's not quite telling anyone yet what she's doing, though. So there is an element of quiet privacy and secrecy involved. The Magician. Someone is trying to alchemize. Someone is trying to manipulate the elements or manipulate, not elements, circumstances. There we go. Okay. So someone is trying to manipulate circumstances. Okay. Ace of Cups. So I believe this is someone who wants to... This person has got their own path. These are two different people. This one, the Queen of Wands, is trying to... Help me out, Spirit, because it's right on the tip of my tongue. The Queen of Wands is trying to understand and change or turn the course of things, but she's not telling anybody because it's kind of like you don't want to say it or you jinx it kind of thing, okay? So this is one person, and she's being very quiet. The Magician almost feels like full of bravado and is trying to manipulate or change facts to fit whatever this person wants. So this person is trying to manipulate a situation. Okay. It has to do with emotions. And here we have this one popping up again in the upright. The Knight of Pentacles. There for a while, this one was coming up a lot. And this one likes to present him or herself as an emperor, or being an emperor energy, being in a king energy. Not an emperor even, a king. Stability, wealthy, dapper, educate, none of those things. None of them. Truly, entirely insecure. And that's... You know, this person is probably the driver for the car, doesn't own the car. And that's who this Magician is. Trying to manipulate and make things look a certain way, even though they're not. I feel like this is in relation to you. I feel like this is the member of the community. The Magician, Knight of Pentacles would be the cross watcher. So I feel like this is a member of the community. If this is your reading, and we're going to get some clarification in a minute, you've already decided to move on. And I think that vibe, that energy, that was more of just me rambling on about this is your coming year to say yes to yourself. But you don't have to tell everybody in the world what you're doing and what you're planning. That's you. This person is trying to manipulate, change, and is has a certain level of arrogance that is unpleasant. And it's actually masking a deeper insecurity. The Six of Swords came up. Under the cloak of dark, secretly, you're on your way out. You're moving. You are moving and on your way. The Fool card to a new adventure with a bright sun behind you. So yeah. So this person can try to manipulate all they want. You are not even aware of it. It doesn't even reach you. It doesn't even touch you because you are already so far away from it all, looking at your own life and thinking about your new adventure. Okay, but just be ready. You may end up hearing something. You may end up hearing something from about someone or from someone who will, not yet, who will think that they can convince you. I'm hearing gaslight, that they will gaslight you into second guessing yourself when you absolutely should not. Remember, and this is important to hear again, the year of saying yes is about saying yes to yourself, not others. And if it's about you, okay. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. If it's about you or for you, and it's something that you want to explore, okay. But always keep your eyes open. We just came out of retrograde. That's usually when things resurface, okay? But I have a feeling we're going to go right back into one. I don't even know when the next one is. If anyone knows anything about when the next one's supposed to happen, please let us know. All right, Cozy Witch Tarot deck. This is the one I am drawn to because I love the little travel coffee mugs on the back. And I like that they have a little message on the bottom. It's very much kind of it's kind of like the Little Frogs deck. It reminds me of a self-help deck. So it kind of reminds me of a combination of Oracle and Tarot. All right, so let's see. Can we get any clarification on the member of the collective? What do you need to know? What advice can the Spirit give you if this is your reading? If this has been your reading, what advice does Spirit want to give you? The one on the bottom? The Hermit, card 9. There are some things that must be done on your own. There you go. That's the advice. All right. Let's see. What is the message for the collective? What advice, what message could you give the collective Spirit if this is their reading? And I have a feeling starting with tomorrow's reading, we're going to get into some real nitty-gritty specifics. Okay? And that's what I'm going to ask for. I knew this one was going to be a little bit more generalized. In the middle, 10 of Swords. Hurt people, and hurt witches. Well, there you go. And remember, that's the theme on the deck, so don't get all wigged out about it. But that's definitely a card of endings. And it goes back to that, message of insecurity that Knight of Pentacles, who wants so desperately to be a King of Pentacles, but on someone else's coattails, no. They are fully capable, but they take that potential and wave it around like a flag. What they don't realize is that it's a big red flag. All right, so as far as you, some things can't be fixed. It's okay to just go within and hurt people will often hurt other people. All right, what I'm hearing, there's a ladder outside that window. So it's not someone trying to climb into the window, it's your escape hatch. All right, now, these landed on the floor. What do we have? I need to read them in this order. No, this order. Okay. All right, Four of Wands. Family is whoever makes you or whomever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. Isn't that about right? So what this is, let me just read this one first. Okay. And the Ten of Pentacles. When life gets chaotic, find a way to get grounded and balanced. So, even though you are going into a cycle of going within, let me see if I can pick these up. Here we go. You were getting ready to go into a cycle of going within. Endings often bring new beginnings. And that's what this is about. So even though it may feel lonely, it may feel isolated right now, endings will bring new beginnings. Yeah. Endings will bring new beginnings. That feels like a promise from Spirit. Okay, what do we have here? The Patient Witch, card 12. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. How many of you did that when you were a kid? That would hurt my neck to do now. But yeah. Thinking of all the possibilities. Because there are possibilities. There are a lot of possibilities that still can happen. Temperance. Let go of self-imposed limitations. The Empress. There is beauty to be found in every experience. Hello, gorgeous. Two of Cups. Some people are like the pumpkin to your spice. All right. That is, they don't want me to do anymore. That is absolute confirmation that when one door closes, there will be another that opens. Whether it's the family you make, romance, community, it doesn't matter. That door is going to open when you are ready for it to open, when you've healed within, and when you can say, I have an open heart. Not everyone wants to gaslight me. And that's when you find your peace, and that's when you look at people and you can see their truth. Cheers to that. That's a good message. I like that. I think that means we may be coming into a much better week. I still feel like December is more of that hermit mode. So I feel like January and February is going to be the turning point. That's going to be when things are going to shift and turn in a positive way. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Okay, I am going to get up and get moving because I know it will make me feel better, even though it is cold. And I am sending all of you so much love and gratitude. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. If so inclined and you made it this far, please like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'm excited about the new year coming. At first, I wasn't so sure. But after this reading, this definitely feels hopeful. And I kept getting January and February would be when there would be big changes for everyone. So even the people on the other side of this, even the cross watchers, they will have to have their moment where they come to grips with things. But it's okay to want the best for people, but understand that people don't always want the best for you. So, and I think the majority of you out there, you just want the best for people. Thank you for being you. All right, tomorrow we're going to get into another reading, and I'm thinking it's going to be pretty darn specific. Specific. That word is hard to say. I don't know why. Just is. Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll talk soon.